All right, folks, it is that time of year again. Time for me to make my 2015-2016 NBA playoff predictions. And you know, this year it's kind of anticlimactic. We all have a pretty good idea of who's going to win it all. So to spice up my annual prediction vid, I decided to go out and find an old friend. Someone to kind of give a little additional commentary for my picks. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to give a warm round of applause for...
What's your name?
Oh, well, you know, I'm the guy who does, this website.
I love it when you call me Big Papa.
Okay, well, that's really inappropriate. So, what's something that you're actually known for saying quite often?
BOOMSHAKALAKA!
There we go. It's the announcer from NBA Jam who's helping me make the calls here for this prediction video because we need the entertainment factor. All right. Well, so over in the West Coast, Golden State against Houston. I don't see any surprises happening here. I mean, the NBA playoffs, unlike the Stanley Cup playoffs where, 8 seeds take off first seeds all the time, first round upsets, incredibly rare in the NBA. And Houston's really not that good of a team regardless. I got Golden State winning in 5. And not even worth discussing. Clippers against Portland. Clippers, like I said, they've dominated Portland all season long. Don't really see the Trailblazers changing their tune anytime this year. So I got to go with the Clippers to win it and win it handily. I got them winning in 5 games as well. Oklahoma City against Dallas. Durant has just owned the Mavericks all year long. I think they've won 4 out of 4 games. You know what? If it's good enough for the regular season, it's good enough for the postseason. I have the Thunder winning in 4. And sadly, probably the most competitive matchup we have in the entire first round of the Western Conference is San Antonio against Memphis. And this is a contest, series anyway, that I still think the Spurs should have no problem winning. I've got them winning in 5. So, the West Coast, plenty of blowouts, and you know how I feel about that.
Get that out of here!
Exactly, which is why we're going on over to the Eastern Conference. Because, the Eastern Conference, they're always...
And they ought to take this guy's hunting license away because he's shooting blind right now.
Okay, that was not really contextually relevant, but you know what? It's okay. In fact, it's better than okay. It's actually,
Boom shakalaka!
It is NBA announcer guy. Thank you. All right, Cleveland, Detroit. Now this one is interesting. It's interesting because if you look at the regular season series between these two teams, the Pistons actually beat the Cavaliers 3-1. So, do you pull the trigger? Do you say, well, they can have that success in the regular season? Now, it's the postseason. I'm going to say no. Because, unless LeBron James gets hurt, or unless Kyrie Irving gets hurt, or Kevin Love goes down, or all 3 goes down, I mean, I think you probably scrape by with, at least, 2 of them, maybe even 1 to, get by. So I'm going to go with Cleveland, but it's going to be competitive. I think it's going to take them at least 6 games to win. So Cleveland, they advance. Atlanta against Boston. I believe Atlanta has the better regular season record, but Boston's playing way better in the stretch. And I think in this contest, it's going to be close, but I think the Celtics will end up taking it in 4. But you got to be careful about taking things because sometimes...
You always have to take things too far, don't you?
Exactly. But Atlanta won't because they're not getting out of the first round. Got Boston winning, so it's going to be Boston and Cleveland in the semifinals. Miami against Charlotte. I think it's going to be a pretty interesting matchup too. I think the Hornets, not the Bobcats, whatever they were called. They did that name change. I don't know. I mean, Miami's not the best team in the division, but they're still better than Charlotte. But they have some trouble, but they end up winning it in 6 games. So a certain team that is going to be...
He's heating up!
Actually, they are heating up as a collective. This is my opinion. All right, Toronto and Indiana, probably the best series in the entire first round. I don't see the Raptors dropping it, though. It's going to be competitive. A lot more competitive people would think. So I'm going to give this one to the Raptors in 6 games. So no games go to 7. Let's stay in the Eastern Conference, because I don't want the West to...
Swipes it away!
Swipe it away, not swipes it away, because that connotates there's more than one individual. That's neither here nor there. Cleveland against Boston. I think Cleveland wins this in 6 games, like I said, unless all their guys get injured. I mean, it should be kind of competitive. I mean, Boston's a really hard place to win games on the road. But, at the end of the day, they're the Cavaliers, and they've had ups and downs all season. But, at the end of the day, they still have a very special variable, and that variable is...
King James is cooking like a Texas barbecue right now.
That's true. He's doing exactly that. And that's why I got to go with Cleveland to beat Boston in 6 games and punch their ticket to yet another Eastern Conference Finals. All right, Miami and Toronto. This one I'm going to pull the trigger on. This is the one where I think it's going to go 7 games. I think the Heat are going to get very, very ironically hot. And I think they're going to give the Raptors a really hard time, which would set up Cleveland against Miami, which would be hilarious. But I still think Toronto is a deeper team overall, and I think even though they do drop a couple of games, they end up rallying. So completely boring prediction, 1 seed taking on 2nd seed. I got Cleveland, Toronto, Eastern Conference Finals. And let's go over here with Golden State against the Clippers. How do these 2 teams feel about me picking them first?
Don't start with me.
Well, I'm starting. I'm sorry. I'm not at all. And, when you talk about the Golden State Warriors and the Clippers, you saw the regular season series. Do I think the Clippers have a shot? Well, here's what I think about that.
Oh, you must be joking me, fella.
Exactly. Because the Golden State, they've just, the entire season, the way Steph Curry is playing, the way the Splash Brothers have been going back and forth, the way that starting 5's been playing.
Well, blow me over.
They have. They have, and this is a series where Golden State's going to have home field advantage, and as we all know...
This is my house, and I did not invite you.
Exactly, which is why I got Golden State picking up the victory there in 5 games. Oklahoma City against San Antonio. This is far and away the best game we've had so far in the playoffs. I think it's going to go 7 games. Kevin Durant's going to really push it, almost make himself a hero. But at the end of the day, San Antonio, you got to beat them on the road, and that's impossible. A home field advantage there in the Alamo Dome is absolutely huge because, as we all know...
What did I tell you about shooting that in here? Go outside!
Okay, actually, that's not really relevant. But I think Thunder, they've been playing very well. Kevin Durant's been playing outstanding. But they just do not have the field depth to take out San Antonio. So once again, I'm doing incredibly boring here and going with the 1st seed and 2nd seed in the West winning. Golden State against San Antonio, Cleveland against Toronto. If you like competitive basketball, you're in store because we've got some definitely very competitive matchups here. Start with Western Conference Golden State against San Antonio. We saw Golden State go in there these last couple of games playing against San Antonio with a lot on the line, trying to get that regular season win record. And they played not just well, but I mean astonishingly well against the Spurs. And, Spurs, despite being an incredibly, incredibly hard team to beat on the road, I think Golden State can do it. I think they're just way too competitive. They're getting too many threes. They're rotating the ball. Their starting 5 is just too offensively powerful. It's one of those scenarios where it's the unmovable force against the irresistible object. And here, I think eventually the irresistible object, or the unmovable object, my bad, they got to go in there, and they're going to get knocked over. I got Golden State winning it in 7 games. They're going to go into San Antonio, and they're going
Swings
to...
it away.
They are. They're going to...
Puts the boom in his shakalaka.
They will, and hopefully they will not get charged for it, like Bill Cosby did. All right. And over here on the Eastern Conference, once again, a 7-game series. I got the Cavaliers taking on the Raptors. I almost call them the Maple Leafs. Man, that was bad. Like I said, Toronto, they're just a very good offensive unit, but Cleveland, they're just playing slightly better defense. And defense, kind of an underrated facility in today's NBA. But I think in a 7-game series, when, home court is so incredibly pivotal, that'll be enough. I got the Cavs taking it, and they win it in 7. So what do we have here? Does this look familiar? Golden State against Cleveland, Part 2. Assuming Cleveland's going to have a healthy team and Golden State's going to have a healthy team, I think, you know what? It's pretty much going to be the same outcomes as before. I mean, Golden State goes in there. They just play very, very good offense, get lots of threes. They're getting the ball moving around. Cleveland's trying really hard to get the defense going, but you know what? It's just not going to happen. They're going to be having way too many.
Wild shot!
And I think Golden State, they're just going to be
Rejected!
because this is their year. They're going to already have the regular season winning record picked up, and you know they're already out there hitting threes
From Section C, Row 5, Seat 7.
And I think they're going to go in here and they're going to beat Cleveland in 6 games. I think Cleveland's going to be competitive and win 2 at home. But after that, you know, if you're a fan of the Warriors,
Yes, and it's good.
it's very good. And I don't think if it comes down to, you know, a game in Golden State, if the Cavaliers are playing the Warriors.
Like my wife always says, not tonight.
Exactly. Because I don't really think the Cavaliers
No way!
have a chance at beating Golden State. And they're going to go in there and it's going to be...
That was embarrassing.
Exactly. Golden State goes in there and they win. And they win pretty convincing. And they take their second consecutive NBA championship. And we start talking about this not just being the new dynasty in the NBA, but whether or not they are indeed the greatest dynasty in the making here. So there you go. Those are my picks. I got Golden State winning it all. But then again, that's not really a surprise at all. I mean, it's hardly shocking. In fact,
No surprise there.
exactly. All right, so Warriors, go out there. Congratulations on your early victory. I think after you're done eating, you should all go out and...
From the Waffle House, located just off the Beltway.
That's a good place to eat if you're wondering, to celebrate a post-championship meal. All right, well, that's it. I want to thank the NBA Jam guy to come out here and keep watching the videos because in the day I think you're all...
All the cool kids are doing it after all. And you want to be cool, don't you? I mean, come on, don't you?
Exactly. So do that. Please do that.
Boom shaka!